Hello YouTube, and welcome to the very first episode of ZaxChat. I am the host, and as you rightly guessed, my name is Zach. Starting up this channel is something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time now, and here we finally are. After a lot of procrastination and a lot of planning, I'm finally doing it, and it's basically just an outlet for me to talk about the nerdy stuff that gets me excited. I want to bring you my thoughts on a lot of different things, from movies and trailers to TV shows, books, music, games, anything we really want to talk about. I want to talk about it with you guys. We're going to start off primarily with movies, and then we're kind of going to go from there. I love movies, watching them, analysing them, pretending I'm in them, which pretty much happens on an hourly basis, seriously. There's a scene from Black Swan that I'm in right now. The medium of film is something that from a young age just really captured me, and I want to talk about it with like-minded people. In regards to how I'm going to be reviewing movies, there's two things that I want to do. First of all, I'm going to bring you my before and after reviews. Now, if I'm really anticipating seeing a film, then close to its release date, I'm going to upload a video talking about my thoughts on the lead up to that. So we're going to talk about rumours, what we're expecting from the film, the scenes that we want to see, or anything that kind of happens in that build-up stage. And then after I've seen the film, there'll be a follow-up video where we talk about how the film actually was and the impression that it left, and we'll also give it a rating. But like anyone, of course, I don't always plan out the movies that I'm going to see in advance. So if I go and see a movie spontaneously, I'll bring you a standard review of that where I wrap up everything in the one video. I'll be using a rating scale of 1 to 10. So basically 1 being for those movies that are so bad that they will burn in the lowest circle of hell, and even the Dark Lord Lucifer himself would not watch them more than once. And 10 for those films that are just fantastic, that break all boundaries of perception and really deliver an invigorating and memorable theatre-going experience. So considering we're only a few weeks out now from the release, I'm going to bring you my before thoughts on one of my most anticipated films of the year. So go get yourself a beverage of your choice. Personally, I recommend tea, because there is no problem too big that it cannot be fixed with tea. That's good. Get comfy, guys, because here are my before thoughts on Batman. That's right, guys, Batman v Superman: The Dawn of Justice, and yes, I know I look like a complete idiot right now, but I don't care, because we're talking about Batman, and Batman is awesome. But I'm going to take this off because this is way too warm in this getup. That's better. Okay, so first up, my excitement meter for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is off the freaking chain. I've been wanting to see a live-action adaptation of Batman v Superman basically since I was a fetus. You remember when I Am Legend came out and there was that Easter egg? Remember this? Yeah. I lost my freaking mind when I saw that. And here we are, 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out from seeing that come to fruition. It's happening! Now, for the record, I loved Man of Steel. Now, I know a lot of people had issues with that film. It was definitely a much darker take on Superman. There was a lot of violence, there was a lot of destruction, a lot of potentially innocent lives lost in the end battle scene with Zod, and I was okay with it. And that's because I kind of felt like I've seen the happy versions of Superman been done before. I know historically Superman is definitely a lighter character, helping old ladies across the street and saving kittens out of trees and all that kind of stuff. But for me, I was never really interested in that type of Superman. Just to clarify, I absolutely loved the Christopher Reeves movies. But with those movies, I always felt like I was just along for the ride. Except for, of course, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, which made me want to get off the ride, vomit, and then punch the guy in the face who was operating it. But what I'm saying is that for me, with Man of Steel, that was the first kind of big movie about Superman that really made me care about Kal-El as a character. And I like seeing massive action sequences, and as we all know, Man of Steel delivered that in boatloads. And now, a few years later, we've got Batman coming into the mix, as well as Wonder Woman, and the dawn of the Justice League. Now, from everything that we've heard, do we feel that this has the potential to be a very overcrowded, bloated film? Yeah, that could happen. Zack Snyder has come out and said that minus the end credits, we're looking at about a 2 hour and 15 minute film. So in that 2 hour period, we're going to see, and hold on to your butts for a second because I have to have this written down because I couldn't remember it all. So in that 2 hour and 15 minutes, we're going to see political fallout from what happened in Man of Steel, Clark working at the Daily Planet, Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne butting heads, Batman obviously getting pissed off, Batman fighting bad guys, some sort of nightmare dream sequence in a post-apocalyptic future, cameos from The Flash and Aquaman, some sort of mystery character being played by Jenna Malone. We really don't know what that is yet. Jesse Eisenberg being Jesse Eisenberg, it's kind of what we all were expecting, but hoping it would be good, but it just doesn't look that way, unfortunately. Doomsday getting created from Zod's DNA, the introduction of Wonder Woman, oh yeah, and not to mention, Batman fighting Superman. I mean, Christ, I'm exhausted just talking about all that. But you know what? I really hope they pull that off. I really do. Now let's talk about the trailer controversy. From everything that we've seen in the trailer, does it feel like they've shown us too much of the film? Yeah, it kind of does, to be honest. There's a great YouTuber out there named Million. It's like Million with a 1 in the thing. I'm going to put a link to the video that he or she's put together. It's basically a clip of all the footage we've seen from the film so far, edited into what they believe to be chronological order. Now, it goes for about 9 minutes, and when you watch all that, yeah, you really get the idea of how each act of this movie is going to go. And that's kind of disappointing. This movie is called Batman v Superman. It doesn't need to have too much thrown in our face. People are going to go see this movie no matter what. It's Batman fighting freaking Superman. On a side note, though, it was really great to see Cave Troll from the Fellowship of the Ring is still getting work. Good on you, Cave Troll. You know, I put up a status on Facebook the other day that said I'm about 90% sure I'm going to be disappointed by Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, but damn, I'm excited for it. And that's kind of how I feel about this film. I want it to be amazing. I want this to be one of the best comic book movies made. I want to eat any judgmental words that I have uttered about it so far. Do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. It's like dating someone who's hot, but you're not compatible with them. You know it's not a good idea, you know you're probably going to get hurt, but it's just so pretty that you get caught up in the look and very quickly realize that there's not a lot of substance. And that's what this looks like. Ben Affleck looks amazing as Batman, Henry Cavill will be good as Superman, the action looks amazing, it looks huge, but is there going to be a good movie behind all that, tying everything together? Well, we're going to find out in a couple of weeks. But that said, it doesn't change the fact one bit that I am super excited to see this film. It's my second most anticipated film of the year, and you know what? My mindset right now is that once I've reviewed this film properly, once we've seen it, I reckon I'm probably going to rate it about a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10. But hey, tune in a couple of weeks and we'll find out if I'm right or wrong. So anyway guys, that's my first episode of ZaxChat. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to keep bringing you content as regularly as possible on varying different subjects, and please, if your fancy has been tickled by this video, subscribe, leave a comment, any suggestions, questions, and let me know what you think Batman v Superman is going to be like, and tell me about your most anticipated films for this year, because I want to hear your thoughts too. Now let's just get serious for a moment. This is my first video. I'm planning to do many more, and I just want to say that if our journey together lasts for years to come, or just one day, I can't tell you how excited I am to be taking this first step with you. And for any 90s sitcom aficionados out there, yes, that was a quote from the last season of Frasier, which coincidentally is the best TV show ever made. If you don't want to take Kevin Smith's word for it, you can take mine. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, my name is Zach. Peace out.